You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Young and the Restless fans. Boy, do we have a shocker for you today. I don't think any of us saw this coming. They have killed Adam and Sally's little baby girl. Oh my gosh, we've got to dig into this, talk about what happened, and then talk about the fallout. We have 5 big things that we see coming out of this. We want to talk about them all with you, and we want to hear your comments. If you haven't already, please reach down, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our Y&R updates, spoilers, and news. Huge news like this. Oh my gosh. So, Cliffhanger Friday in the United States, it already aired in Canada. There's a stunning twist that I don't think anyone saw coming. Y&R has killed off little unborn baby girl Spectra-Newman. Most fans were expecting this, Adam and Sally bonding over the birth of their baby girl, and that would throw a wedge in between her and Nick. And of course, Nick has already got this thing going on with protecting Sharon, so he's not with Sally where he needs to be. Oh my goodness. All right. So on the Thursday US show, we saw Sally having pains and Adam rushing her off to the hospital. And then on the Friday episode, what you're going to see is that Sally's got to be rushed back for surgery and there's complications. And then right at the end of the show, we have Dr. Elena Dawson coming out to tell Adam that Sally is okay. She survived. They were able to get everything taken care of. But then when he asks about their baby, she says the baby didn't make it. And basically she says it came down to Sally or the baby. So it's a jaw-dropping twist, and it opens up so much. What is going on with Y&R? They killed a cat last week. They've killed a baby this week. Jeez. Okay. I will say that they have got me so interested in everything that's happening right now, because Y&R can sometimes devolve into way too much business where it almost feels like you're at work when it's business meeting, business meeting, business meeting. Thankfully, Victoria's banging her, her employee. So that's at least less business talk, more nookie talk. But this, Cameron and the cat, and then the kidnapping, and then we get this baby. So it's just awful. And after Elena tells Adam that, they lost the baby, he's in tears, he's devastated. Then next week on Young and the Restless, there's an official promo, and these play in Canada, but they generally don't play after the show in the US. They put them online, but we've seen it already. Sally is raging in the promo. She is raging at Adam, screaming and crying like she is just in physical agony, saying, "You let her die. You're the reason that she's dead." She says all she wants is her baby, and her baby is dead, and she is blaming it all on Adam. And Adam is just gutted. The look on his face as she is just tearing him a new one. I mean, it's good and amazing stuff. And there's so much to unpack from it. So we have targeted what we think are five outcomes that we think we could see with this devastating blow of them losing the baby that they've both been getting increasingly excited about. Everybody's made rooms in their heart. And then this. So, number 1, Sally seems poised to cut Adam out of her life completely. She's already told him that they're not going to be together romantically, but I think it's going to be too painful for her to even see Adam, to even think about the baby they made together. And I think she is going to tell Adam she doesn't want to be around him at all. I think she's going to completely and totally cut him out of her life. And I think as a result, Adam is going to go dark. All right. Another thing I think we can see happening is that Sally may actually also blame Nick Newman. Now, it's one thing if he shows up and she's just crying on him and blaming Adam for everything, but I'm wondering if even if she doesn't say it outright, maybe she's going to be thinking about it and behaving this way. Maybe she's going to resent him because he said he loved her and would be there for her, and then he wasn't because he was protecting Sharon. And of course, he had prioritized Sharon, but at the same time, he did know that Sally's pregnancy was at risk. But on the flip side, you can't have three flip sides, but we're going to do it. On the flip side is it was Adam's baby, not his. And so he was primarily concerned about Sally. He was being supportive about the pregnancy, but in protecting Sharon, he was protecting his biological child, Faith. So I think Sally might also blame Nick. I think this losing the baby is going to be a catalyst for them to split, even while she has pushed Adam away. The third thing that could come, if that's what Sally does with Nick, if that's how she reacts, then Nick could run back to Sharon for comfort. And the reason I'm thinking about this is everybody was thinking that this Cameron story was going to bring Sharon and Nick back together, but I just watched an interview that Sharon did with Michael Fairman, and Lyndon Ashby was on it, the guy who plays Cam. And they specifically asked about this storyline. A lot of people thought it was going to be a chic reunion. And she said, this storyline is not a love story. It's not a romance. It's a horror story, and that's all. So she seemed to shut down the notion of the Cameron arc not being a catalyst to put them back together, but we know a lot of fans are dying to have them back together, and this tragedy with Sally and Adam could be a catalyst that pushes things that way. If Nick runs to Sharon for comfort, like he's likely to do, and then she's just coming off this big emotional upheaval, you never know. So another thing we're thinking about, number 4, is that Victor might get beat up by one or both of his sons if he has the temerity to say that this miscarriage is for the best. Because we know Victor does not like Sally at all. He does love grandkids, but he really doesn't like Sally. He tried to buy her baby, and his overall reaction, I think, is going to be relief that she's not carrying one of his biological grandchildren. And he might say something tacky that might get him punched by one of his boys, if not both. All right. And the fifth and final thing that we want to think about is, could this all be a catalyst for Sally saying that she wants to leave Genoa City? You know, she left LA because of this painful situation where she was faking a fatal illness, trying to keep a boyfriend who honestly had chosen someone so much worse than her. She was well shut of him. But so she left LA on this like emotional upheaval, and perhaps she'll talk about leaving Genoa City in similar emotional upheaval. I don't think that she actually is going anywhere. I think Sally is so popular with fans and people that followed her from B&B over to Y&R because they were just severely underutilizing her on B&B. And I think she is going to stick around, but she might think about leaving, and that could move things forward with other people. So are you shocked? We want to hear your comments. If you haven't already, reach down, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our Young and the Restless spoilers and news. And let us know down in the comments, are you stunned that Young and the Restless did this? Are you upset because you were invested in their baby storyline? I was. I think a lot of people were. Even if you didn't like them as a couple, it was definitely dramatic tension. And of course, I'm also still wondering if the baby actually wasn't Adam's and was Nick's all along, because I still feel like Victoria might have tampered with that DNA test. And I don't think Victoria would tell Nick at this point if she had done. So maybe they were thinking about that at one point, and then when they decided to kill the baby off, I don't know. But if it came out that it actually was Nick's baby, oh my gosh, and that Victoria changed the test and devastated Adam like that, Nick might disown his sister. He really might, because Nick might have made different choices if he had known the baby was his. So there's still a retroactive twist that might come out of this, but I am shocked they've done this, but at the same time, I have to say it's so soapy. It's so soapy, and I think it's going to make everything that comes after so much more dramatic.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.